There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there. He's telling me I've got to beware. I think it's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. I interrupt our regularly scheduled programming of Domestic Violence Month for a special breaking news. Jesse Storm and Fathers for Justice and the STEAL-ERS.
Fathers for Justice of Pennsylvania and Ohio, Virginia had all gathered together today to have a rally at the Pittsburgh Steelers football game. We were at the parking lot outside of the Pittsburgh Steelers game. We were on the sidewalks around the stadium, and security staff there from Landmark Security started harassing us that we couldn't be on the public sidewalk. And he then called for backup from Pittsburgh Police, and Sergeant John Fisher responded then from the Pittsburgh Police Department. And at that point the camera was on and rolling, and he informed me that he wanted the camera turned off because I was in violation of the federal wiretap law and
I've heard that before,
and the Pennsylvania wiretap law.
Is he related to Craig Stedman by chance?
I don't know, but they've got something in their mindset that you can't record on public property or in a public passage or any place publicly unless you're a media outlet.
So you're there, and amongst the 30 people, he runs up and he says to you right off the bat, turn off the camera.
Correct. At that point in time, I turned the camera off, and he kept insisting that I was still recording him. I turned the camera around to show him that the video was no longer running. At that point in time, he reached out and he grabbed the camera and started struggling with me to rip the camera out of my hand. When he ripped the camera out of my hand, he threw a handcuff over my right hand. They ripped my left hand around to my back and handcuffed me and drugged me inside the stadium to a holding area within the Pittsburgh stadium. They took me in and sat me on a chair. The police refused to allow the security staff to take my information. And I sat in a chair until Sergeant John Fisher came back then. And at that point in time, they took me inside of the security room where the camera, TVs, and all that stuff are playing, recording, the public, the general public there inside of the stadium. Which, again, if I'm not allowed to record somebody on a public sidewalk, what gives them the right and the authority to record people unbeknownst to them with their camera equipment?
So
that's when Sergeant John Fisher had stated that I was being arrested for, he started to say I was going to be arrested for trespassing, and when I kind of clued him in that I was on a public sidewalk, he was on a public sidewalk when he arrested me. I wasn't on any private property. He dropped that idea real quickly and stated that he was going to arrest me for the wiretap law, and that I was not allowed to record people's voice. And they took the video out of my camera, and they refused to give me a receipt for. I even asked for a receipt for the video, and they refused to give me. They told me they were going to, and then he escorted me out of the building and wouldn't give me a receipt for the video that they took from me.
What a field day for the heat. Must be 1,000 people in the street. They're singing songs and carrying signs. Mostly say hooray for our side. It's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Well, I promptly got on the telephone, and again, while you were enjoying the Steelers game, I made the following calls. Hey, Police Chief Nathan Harper. This is Bennett J. Vonderheide from Daddy Justice Films. And you have a Sergeant John Fisher who absconded with a piece of film belonging to Jesse Storm when he was there yesterday in your city. And this is a big problem. He gave him no receipt for it. Geez, overall it's a big problem. I've talked with Michael Rapino. If you're a chief, you would know Michael Rapino, I believe his name is, the head of the Pennsylvania Police Chiefs, involving this wiretapping claim that has been used against us before. And you really need to talk to him, and you need to talk to your counsel, because you guys are off base on this one. You're really jumped on the other side of the Constitution on this one, Chief Nathan. Anyways, give me a call, 717-872-4018, and I need someone to make that available to me electronically immediately. Whatever they have to do to transfer the whole tape, or you do what you got to do and send us the original. But we need our film. And the fact that your sergeant took the film without providing a receipt is very concerning. The fact that he took the film at all is very, very, very concerning. But we need that film right away. Well, who's got that film, I gotta wonder. So is Sergeant John Fisher with Narcotics and Vice? And Vice. Who's his direct supervisor? There's no one there whatsoever that I could talk to as a police officer. Okay, could you give me the phone number for the mayor's office, please? Okay. Could you give me the phone number for the solicitor for the police department? That would be the lawyer for the police department. Okay, could you take my number and call me back with it? Somebody will have it. Well, the game's over now. For today. The football game's over. And the game's over for today. We'll pick it back up in the morning. Stay tuned for Daddy Justice, Jesse Storm, and the STEAL-ERS. Signing off. Battle lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds, getting so much resistance from behind. It's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.